there, it's another wonderful edition of the program, My Government and I, where we break down government policies and programs and indeed projects and tell you how it affects your life, either negatively or positively. We also use this program to call out the government and let them know that the people are not happy. When the people are happy, we also let them know that people are happy. So we check news headlines and we help make sense of what is going on and help you understand. We break it down so that you, the common man in our society, can understand what is really going on around you as undertaken by the government. So with me here in the studio to help make you understand what is going on between your government and you is Olua Shegun Ajakaye. It's a public affairs analyst. It's a man that wears so many caps, but today, do you know what? All his caps thrown away. Right. Today, he's a public affairs analyst. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us once again.
Pleased to have you. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Okay, so
are you going to call me Bodetidi or Shegun?
I'll call it Shegun. I think I'm going down with the Shegun. Right, that sounds good. Okay, so let's look at the government. I'm tempted not to ask you how you would rate this government's performance so far, almost 3 years on the saddle. I don't want to ask you that because for one reason or the other, from just thinking by your name, Ogun State is concerned, and the president is from that very state, but politically. So I wouldn't want to go there. It's a family business. It's a family business for you. Okay, so let's look at the topic for today. We're looking at solving Nigeria's leadership problem. Every nation rise and fall in leadership. Yeah. It is said that the fish rots from the head, not from the tail. Absolutely. It rots from the head. So when the leadership is bad, it trickles down. When the leadership is top notch, it also trickles down. You can also see it. The people are happy. Yeah. I wouldn't want to go by saying when the righteous rule, the people are happy, but the government is supposed to be seen to be righteous, however. So let's look at Nigeria's leadership problem. Let's look at for solution.
So if I have to score, with the question you raised now, if I have to score how like our leadership approach across board, I'll say it's been poor. Because we've seen the past years has not been quite encouraging when it comes to true leadership. And because why? Because we don't have leaders who are accountable. And when you have leaders who are not accountable, then you're just leading yourself.
Because a leadership without follower is not a leadership.
Exactly, you're just leading yourself.
It's a showmanship.
So that's what I feel with, if I have to be very honest. We don't have leaders who are accountable and leaders who are, driving what it means to be a true leader. Most don't have the qualities. Most don't have the qualities.
Is it a function of lack of capacity or it's a personal thing, or is it about the system? Because I see in Nigeria, when former President Jonathan was president, he did tell us that when he leaves office that Nigerians will miss him. And in fairness to him, Buhari took over. We miss Jonathan. If he didn't miss Jonathan, many Nigerians miss Jonathan's time. Now, Buhari is gone.
I want to ask you a question.
Buhari is gone. The first 2 years of this administration, people miss Buhari. What is it a problem of capacity or a problem of the system?
Can I be very honest? We're here.
Go ahead.
I think even the people don't even understand what it means to be a true leader. Because when you are missing a true leader, so are you missing them because you feel like their tenure was the best? Or are you missing them because I feel even the people are a bit more they are like mediocres, because when you're missing someone, you should miss the person because you see that person's
economic situation was better in Nigeria.
So?
It was better.
Do you think
in
so?
Jonathan's time, how much were you buying a normal staple like rice, beans, bread? How much were you buying them? How much were you buying those things? They were cheaper. How much were we paying for tax? How much were we buying fuel? That's what we're talking about.
Let me give you a
That's
scenario.
what the people used to say, that they missed their leader.
Let me give you a scenario. Let me just
Yes.
pass a scenario to you.
Yes.
Imagine you have a child, right?
I have children.
Yeah, you've got. Let me just pick one of them as an
Yes.
example, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you have a guest that comes in, or maybe someone comes in and just like gives one of the child, oh, take this, right? And as it's taken from, the child, you give, the guest is giving that child a particular, gift, taken from you as the father. Your child is actually not aware of the fact that he's actually maybe taking off whatever money or whatever funds from you. But your child is actually enjoying the fact that the guest actually is giving him money.
Yes.
So that's what I've seen with the past governments we've had. We feel like, oh, they are the best. But guess what? The economy wasn't even stable. It was a mess. And what I keep saying in essence,
and the economy is better now.
I'm not saying it's better now, but I don't
economy
like
was
when
better during Buhari's time.
I don't like when people say, oh, because Tinubu is here, we are missing Buhari. Let's call a spade a spade.
Do you want us to put Jonathan? Do you want us to put our producer on the spot and ask him,
Jonathan,
if he did?
Jonathan wasn't the best of the president we had in Nigeria. I can say.
But how was the economic situation as at that time?
What was we had so many indices, so many. So if we're talking about the current situation right now, it doesn't mean Jonathan was the best or should be the best president we should have as a nation. I can say it in any conversation.
But he was young. And I don't he was healthy. He traveled less for medical tourism.
That's not the yardstick.
He traveled less for medical tourism. Nigerians could relate with him. Buhari was living out of this country. He traveled more than, can you imagine? More than he visited some states in Nigeria.
Victor, if we don't change the narrative about leadership, we'll keep making the same silly mistake as a nation.
Okay, so paint us a picture of an ideal leader for this country, as complex as we are as a nation. Paint us an ideal leader.
The economy, when it comes to policies, when it comes to all the people accountable, when it comes to, we as a nation back then, even during Jonathan's period, we're borrowing as well too. We had debts. Did you check?
But we're not printing money the way we printed
in Buhari's time. During Jonathan's time?
Come on, man.
Come on.
I've covered governments and I know. I'm telling you, this is the pulse of the nation. This is the pulse of the nation. We have never had a president. Jonathan went to Delta, went to Bayelsa State. He went back to Otukpo, where he comes from, Bayelsa State, and his people welcome him and embrace him.
They can.
But I'm coming, sir. When Buhari, late President Muhammadu Buhari, was president, he couldn't go back to Katsina because of insecurity. When this administration, the president came back to Lagos State, it was here in Lagos State that he was told, Egbo, Ebimbawa, we are hungry. The Yorubas were telling him that we are hungry. So it goes to show you, how these people, how it has been. In fairness to this administration, many Nigerians will tell you that the administration is too young for you to compare the administration to the Buhari's 8 years or the Jonathan's 4 years or Jonathan's 6 years, as the case may be. That's what many would tell you. Yes, the administration is very, 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 very young.
So going back to go back to the drawing board, right?
Yes.
I'll base my arguments around what exactly makes a true leader.
Yes.
It's not about, this person is the best because we're suffering now.
You're going to do two. You're going to do performance and capacity. The person's character. Absolutely. And then performance. Base your qualification on this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what I'll say of a true leader is someone who listens, which I agree. And unfortunately, we have the current one. I won't.
African leaders don't listen.
The one who listens. There are some who listens. The one who listens. The one who also does things that also, at the end of the day, it may be hard right now, but in the future, it's going to be better.
When is this future coming?
No, hold on. When I say it's going to be better, the current government, I have so many people who will say, what I'm saying is actually not. So I'm ready for that conversation. There are some policies with, just like a tax. I know we have some shaky legs. Let me use that word, but it's a welcome development in the right direction. Things we get And since we get better, if the current government listens to the people and also tries to do some adjustments with respect to the policies, but is a tax policy the right thing to be done for a nation called Nigeria? Yes, 100% I agree. This is something we should have done before now, way back.
Do you think that the president should have delayed the implementation of the taxes? You think he's a listening president? He should have, because of the allegation about alterations.
So the question now is, you delay. So when should the tax laws or policies be implemented?
Maybe when the alterations have been taken care of. Yes.
I can bet you.
Yes.
Once those alterations are taken care of, right? When these tax laws will be implemented again, another person will say, "Oh, these laws are bad again. Don't do this. Wait another time." I can strongly say that if those alterations are made or corrections are made, another team or another party will say, "Oh, this particular thing, you guys didn't do." There is never a perfect policy or a perfect law. So if those policies, so what I say is,
does that explain why the president didn't even take out time to study the situation before removing the first subsidy? Just his inauguration speech, he just said first subsidy is gone. So without a plan,
for every leader, you will always have issues or areas where you fall short. I agree with that, and because these people are human beings as well too. Not to say he's done so well, So I think people should also learn to critique properly in a constructive way, and analyze the situation from a perspective around this is wrong, right? But let's also be able to like commend areas where things are right, because that's where we now have a balanced judgment.
So to you, a listening leader listening is one quality of a good leader.
Yeah, that I agree.
Is a good quality of a good leader.
So
what are the other qualities?
That I agree.
So that we can start designing this leader for Nigeria.
So another part is with respect to accountability as well, to which a leader should also, because when you do whatever it is you do, you should be able to like be accountable for it and also take ownership for it. When your people fail, you should at least be able to understand the fact that you also fail, because when you have the right people within the
let me paint the picture. Since you're talking about being accountable and listening to the people, you see someone is married and then the person steps out and the wife asks him, "Where are you and when are you coming back?" And the man gets upset. That person grows up in his career, becomes a governor, and the people ask him, "Where is Mr. Governor?" And the governor feels bad that people don't have right to ask him. But meanwhile, we miss him asking, his wife asks him, "Be accountable. Tell me where you are so we can know what's going on with you and we can know where you are, your whereabouts." But he felt bad as husband. Now as president, he's failing to listen to the people. Is it a question of character, or is it just a question of, having a mind of your own as a leader?
So the problem with his wife, questioning his whereabouts, that's between him and madam. But I always say,
but it's being accountable.
I always say, when you were campaigning, right? People could ask you where questions around, okay, where are you going to? You will answer them because you're campaigning, right?
Yes.
So the same thing should also, be for when you are elected as a leader.
Yeah.
You should be held accountable to your people, because. And I've seen situations where, and that's why I don't like using the same stone to cast, to other birds, because there are still some leaders who I see and who till today, it's not about APC or PDP, and I can still vouch for how well they've performed in office, because the people still can say, "Oh, this person, I can vouch for him."
You brought on a party. You brought on party APC.
I don't want to talk about party.
APC and PDP.
I don't want to.
No. Let's just touch something. There's this accusation that this party, this government wants to turn Nigeria to a one-party system.
Yeah.
Do you think it's real?
That's not going to be possible, because you should have a competitive government. You can't just it's not gonna work, because when you have just
how many national chairman does the PDP have?
I can't remember.
There are two. How many national chairman does the Labour Party have?
I don't want to.
There are two. There are two. How many factions do you think ADC has? They have two factions. But the APC has one national chairman and there's no faction in the APC. So is the government paying lip service to killing opposition in the state? Is a yes or no answer. Is a yes or no answer.
So my concern is, so they can do things to try to kill you as an opposition. But the question is, how strong are you as an opposition to also counter the government? Don't keep quiet.
How strong was APC when the PDP were at the end of
They were vocal.
They were vocal. So how rich were they? But somebody gave them the platform to thrive as an opposition. Why is the APC, why is the government of the day very much interested in making sure that they get to the polls with the other political parties in their pockets?
My advice to all political leaders is this, very simple.
Yeah.
If a party wants to silence you, we're in a global age right now.
Yes.
You can't be silent. There are several means through which, and if you look at politics in the West, right, when Trump was trying to be elected as a president, changing the narrative around, being intentional around also driving the communication that. So we need to now start playing politics in a different way. You can't be silent. We're in a global age. You can't be silent. So there are different means or medium through which you can still communicate your whatever it is you feel, or and that's why, maybe because I'm someone in the technology space as well too. People should be able to devise different means. You can't just, sorry to say the word. For instance, I can't keep saying you keep going to NTA to go and talk about, because technology don't improve so many things.
Technology has killed NTA. That's what he wanted to say. Must NTA die for technology to thrive?
Why will you go to
must NTA die for technology to thrive?
PDP, you want to be inviting. I want to shake table.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to shake table.
Yeah, go ahead.
You will see PDP campaign. When they couldn't access their office
at Wadata House. Yes.
And I was seeing those they were inviting to the. You will see NTA, all this. And I'm like, can't you have like a proper media team that will help you drive the narrative around?
It's because the APC has driven them out of town that they cannot afford those techie TV and radio stations that they used to afford before. That is what the APC has done. That's what the APC has done. Tell me one party, apart from the APC, that is doing very well, that doesn't have any issue in their party, including the ADC. Every party, other party, they are trying to find their shadows. Why the APC have become so obese and the other parties have shrunk into a cancerous cell.
Party issue is a normal thing. Even in the US, you have issues with parties. You have people who are saying we're against Trump. It is a normal thing.
Yes.
In a proper animal farm setting, you will have people who have grievances. This is normal. And that is what also makes the economy thrive.
But there's no time. Let's look at leadership, preparing people to take into young persons to get into leadership position, be it political, be it in the corporate world, or be it in the public sector of our economy.
So my charge to the youth out there is because we are used to throwing the blame game, and that has been, growing up, people will say, oh, the government is bad. And whilst we hold the leaders accountable, right, we need to also hold ourselves accountable. Let me give you a perfect example. Though someone will say, oh, are you the one that should do this? But I'll say, in my estate where I live, right, the people actually, came up with an idea to say, okay, fine, let's set up a committee. And the committee, reached out to the government, the local government in that area, to say, okay, fine, this is our plan for the estate. And people came together to say, okay, we want to, make sure that the light is 24/7, the streets are tarred. And a committee went to the local government chairman to have a conversation with him to say, okay, fine, how can we help you drive this? I could remember vividly where there was a particular time we had issues with the lights. And I had to call someone in the PHCN, is it PHCP? Yeah. In the
Eco district,
yeah.
Eco electricity, yeah.
Then I was tracking the gadget, the device they were bringing. Guess what? That device is just 40,000 naira. But for 2 weeks, there was no light. Now, why am I giving this analogy? People need to start taking ownership, because government is not just government, them. It's all about me.
We're all part of government.
We're part of government.
Yes.
Now, the youths out there they need to be part of it, because either from driving grassroots, some little engagement that we know within your environment, because at the end of the day, leadership is all about people who are part of a system, and they probably either they grow through that system, or they are part of, they've been lucky to be around those who are actually making these policies. So what I always say is this: the youths out there should also try as much as possible to, even if it's 1%. I call myself as a one kobo volunteer addict. 1 kobo meaning I don't have to do so much, but my little can actually influence change. For me as an individual, I'm always an advocate of 1 kobo. Just put in your little effort. Don't throw the blame on the government. Everything's not about government. You can also do something little in your environment and influence change within your community as well too. Yeah.
And the government just sit down. If each and every one of us do what you are saying, the government will just have little on their plates, and they will have more on our own plate individually, and government will be complacent.
If we do that, the same government we're talking about, in quotes, government, they are part of your community, they are part of your estate, they live in your church, they live in your area, they go to your church, they go to your mosque. So where exactly is the government? They are still part of us.
It's those who have entrusted with our commonwealth for them to manage it, and they use it to grow their family. They use it to buy houses outside the country. They use it to fly private jets. Why we don't have BRT that carries us from one place to the other?
Hold them accountable. That's the word I always use. Hold them accountable. And if you say, how can we hold them accountable? These people they're around you.
Let's look into empowering the youth and preparing the youth to take place of leadership in our nation, given state and nation, quickly.
All right, so one of the initiatives I also drive on the side, aside from my usual Nightingale Tech journey, is how can I, it's called Future Board Africa, where I look at it that, I've been opportune to meet some top C-suite executives and business leaders, and I'm saying, this is not the time for you to retire. This is the time for you to now reinvest your knowledge, reinvest your exposure, reinvest your education, your success stories and your failures back into the youth of Africa. And that is why, because I noticed that so many youths out there they don't even understand what it takes to survive in the corporate world or survive in the proper world. And so many of them are actually still lost. And at the end of the day, if we don't give back as business leaders or as people who are, at least with the little experience we have, so many people will die without that knowledge or exposure they need.
So have you put up something together to address this anomaly?
Yeah. So what I'm doing now is to now, we have like a couple of youths who have been onboarded right now, and also mentors who have also been onboarded as well. So we're trying to do like a proper, so it's going to be like an academy where we train them, and it's not, it's for free. Where we'll bring in business leaders to so it's going to be, there'll be a yearly conference, and there'll be like a small cell where there'll be small leaders from the universities, from the schools, probably those who are in the SS3 and final year students. So they will now be.
So how do you intend to run this? Is it some form of CSR on the part of your big friends, those people, those tech giants and captains of industry?
It's a personal.
Yes, it's like a CSR for them.
It is a CSR.
Okay, and then is it for capacity building, or you want to equip these persons with a tool to enable them thrive in the corporate world should they find themselves within the corporate world?
Yeah, so it's going to be capacity building and also help them with placements as well too, because at the end of the day, they are corporate ready. And when they are corporate ready, they find themselves in an environment where they already understand what it takes to survive there. And it's also even good for those who are also trying to build their businesses, also like entrepreneurs. So when you're opportune to meet business leaders who are experienced enough, you learn from their lessons, you learn from their failures
as well.
And you can also put that back into your business as an individual. So it cuts across.
So are there partnerships? Because by my experience in the corporate world, I see people pass through universities. I see people pass through the National Youth Service, and then you give them bring them to a corporate office for them to do their 1 year compulsory internship and all of that. They can't even write a formal letter. They can't even communicate. You ask them during meetings, staff meeting, for them to make a comment. They can't say anything. But these are believed to be graduates. How is there a partnership where you can also get into a partnership with these people, where you can train them and make them labor market ready?
Yeah, ready. So it's the plan is around. So there'll be lots of partnerships, right? HR executives will be part of it, HR professionals will be part of it, people who are stakeholders who have probably passed through this kind of process will also be part of it as well. So because I believe when the youths out there have mentors, because imagine 30 or 35 years back and you had a mentor who was interested in you as a person. Imagine how that will help position you to become,
maybe I should have been a senator by now.
You get it. So I strongly believe in the power of mentorship.
Okay.
And that's the reason why we need something like this.
Well, we need folks like you
Africa.
to think like this for Nigeria and think a
Victor.
bigger picture for Africa. Thank you so much, Bode Ajakaye. Thank you so much for taking that time to join us again on the program. Please keep. I know you're very busy, man. Please keep your schedule open where you can accommodate us anytime we come. When you hear Base 101.1 FM, you are our go-to guy. You always accept our invitation to come and help Nigerians understand what is going on in the world around them and the nation at large. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you. Well, that's the size of the package today. We'll come your way again same time next week. Remember, you have a responsibility to hold your government accountable, but that is if you're part of the process of electing them, of engaging them during campaigns. Ask the right question and take the right action. Vote for your preferred candidates and stay to defend your vote. Well, it is what we have to do today. We'll come here again same time next week. It has been My Government and I am Victor Ita. See you next week. Bye-bye.